This is where the fun begins.
Prepare yourself for Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. The evil Empire has struck back with a vengeance, and a new villain, the crime lord Shizor, schemes to replace Darth Vader as the Emperor's second-in-command. With Han Solo held frozen in carbonite by bounty hunter Boba Fett, it's the rebellion's darkest hour. Now, join Jedi warrior Luke Skywalker, hard-charging Chewbacca, and go undercover with heroic pilot Dash Rendar and his booming Outrider. But can Han Solo be freed and Shizor be stopped? Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. Look for the authentic figures and vehicles from Kenner.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to my show this morning. Coffee chat. Yes, and this is OG Star Wars, and I am so happy to be here with you this beautiful Thursday morning. Well, Thursday morning for me. So wherever you are visiting, I hope that you're having a good day or a good start to your day, good afternoon, what have you. And there's a poll that I have going on here, and it's about choosing your favorite planets. And these are planets I decided that are not as popular. I didn't want to put Tatooine on because I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of hearing about Tatooine right now. But they are relatively, I think, maybe known, especially if you read the EU. And so I'm going to go through that with you guys before, we move on and talk about the articles and stuff. But first of all, what is in your mug today? So what are you enjoying? And this is, I got this from Raging Rhino, the Narratives Effect. And so Sport and this representing him, they will be going on Casual Rage tonight, him and Greg or Tuscan Bob to go over the last Kenobi show. I think it's episode 4 or whatever. Yeah, so, stay tuned for that. It is like 7:15 my time, Pacific Standard Time. So feel free to go over there and set your reminder so that you guys can make it for the show. I'm pretty sure they have some very interesting things to say about that. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here in the chat, and then I'll go ahead and we'll talk about the planets and then move on to the other subjects that I have planned. And then we have Oobly Jubilees. Ahoy. Hey, how are you doing? Good morning. What are you enjoying? What's in your mug? Hey, Stig Kenobi voted for Tanab because really cool mission set there in Jedi Academy. There you go. Roided up Rancor going amok at a spaceport. Yeah. So if you know, like even the games and stuff will take you to various planets that maybe you haven't seen in the movies. Hey, Scimitar, how you doing? Hello. And then anyone been watching Kenobi and still alive? I don't know. I'm just getting accounts, and some people are sharing like screenshots of like video clips of it to share with me. And and then let's see here. Who else do we have? The Fractured Filter. Hello, everybody. Hello. And then Becky. My youngest brother has decided to put Star Wars stickers all over me. Oh, I have a fun little story here. So this was like maybe 6 years ago. God dang it. All right. And so we were dancing at our tribal communities powwow. It's a big powwow we hold every year here, and people travel from all over the United States to come and dance with us and stuff. And so it's dinner break, and so I came home and I'm like laying on the couch. I'm like exhausted because the temperature gets like to 105 here, what have you. And so I'm laying on the couch resting. We have like 2 hours, and I'm like totally out. My little one goes and puts stickers all over me. I didn't even feel it. I didn't feel her whatsoever. I didn't feel her. I woke up and I was covered in stickers, and she was so proud of herself. But yeah, so I know how that is. Stig says, watch Lethal Weapon 1 the other day, better than Kenobi. I'm pretty sure it is. That storyline is so contrived. So contrived. When you see Revenge of the Sith and they're talking about going into exile and who's going to watch over the kids, and raise them. Obi-Wan's like, I'll take the boy and watch over him, protect him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like paraphrasing you guys. So I know people take shit extreme on Twitter. And then, Belle says, hey, I'll take Leia. We always wanted a girl. She'll be loved by us, blah, 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 blah. So that already shares with the audience that those are the two, those, they have to split them up. Those two are going to watch over them. It's their responsibilities and no one else's. And Bail has a huge planetary system of security forces and have you. Why in the hell did someone get past that and take her? See, this makes him incompetent more than yeah, Obi-Wan is very much incompetent in this here, but because of what how lore breaking it is for him to go off mission and task, but that is another conversation. I've been talking more about that. But Bell, this shows that he's very incompetent because he allowed, because of who Leia is, even though that no one will know, absolutely no, because all trails and tracks are supposed to be erased, covered, or whatever from their birth. He allowed her to go around without security, without royal guards or anything like that to protect her. The friggin' droid's not gonna protect her. So there you go. So they made him very incompetent, you know, and then all for the sake, and I don't know if they realize that or not, all for the sake to put Kenobi into action, which doesn't make sense. But I'm done with that. The fractured filter says, "Oh hell yeah, Shadows of the Empire, hell yeah, yeah." Let's see here. The Sentinel, what's up? I remember that commercial. Yes. Dash render, and I'm going over actual footage that of the making of Shadows of Empire. It's like a long video I'm going over right now, and I want to discuss it here, coming soon on chats, on Coffee Chat. So I'm doing that, going over everything. Let me grab something real quick. So I'm still with you guys. I just don't want you to see me get up real quick. I'm still with you guys, and this is what I want to share. Okay. So I'm doing my research on that, extensive research on like what the direction, why they decided to make Boba Fett's story more of the comics, and then, you know, the larger story and more of the novels and blah, blah, blah. But here is this, The Secrets of the Shadow of the Empire source book. And then there's a documentary that I'm watching about it as well. And so hopefully we could discuss that and have a fun conversation around that here in Coffee Chat. And maybe I'll do a small video. Maybe I have all these video ideas. It's like right now I feel overwhelmed because I have this whole list and I just need to buck down and just start getting some done and published. There's a couple of them that are in edit still that I need to finish. And Oobly Jubilee says, every new episode of Kenobi brings us one step close to the end of the days, and I'm atheist. Is it bringing you to God? Good morning, Sagara. I just had to save that, Oobly Jubilee. I just had to, because that's just, we have to laugh and joke about this shit. And we have to know that the true lore, the true canon is this stuff here. Is this stuff. Yeah. So just to keep us sane. Oobly Tuscan Bob is such a sweet name, isn't it? Isn't it? All right, let's see who else is all dropping in here. Okay, you guys are really going for it today. You guys are awesome in the chat. Iris, I still can't bring myself to watch it. Yeah, I know. I'm not. But I need to open my other window because I have to see what's going on with the voting. So don't mind me. Yeah, so I'm not, but I do. I like to do my research into it to know what I'm going to talk about when I compare and contrast. And I do have people that go and discuss with me. Know what I'm going to talk about when I compare. Okay, shut up. All right. So to know what, or discuss with me, so I know what I'm going to research and stuff. I know what's going on in the scenes and stuff. You can do research without having to watch. Oh shit, my stupid alarm's going off. It's been going, I think I need to change that battery. This is such an eventful morning, so you guys just keep hopping in the chat. I'll be right back. I think you can hear it. I'll be right back. Oh my God. Wow, this is an eventful morning, you guys. Okay. Okay. But yeah, you can it's midnight, huh? Well, thank you for staying up with me. And hello, DVS Lord. How are you doing? What's up? Yeah, I had some stuff going on here. Alarm going off. I don't know. I think it's the battery because I did it twice already. So I just need to go and change that battery. It's our security system in our home. Um, let's see here. Maximum in instant vanilla latte or maximum. I said maximum. Oh, okay. With espresso. That sounds good. And let's see here. Stig says you can tell Kenobi is bad when only the nutcase are defending it. Right. That's the great point. It's like, and then you have them like when you go and break down the lore and how he's acting and how he's holding on to attachments, because that's the problem. He's holding on to attachment. He's not controlling his emotions. Now, mind you, I know he's going to feel something. If you read Kenobi novel, you know that he's still working shit through. We know that already. But he's a very well trained Jedi master who is on the council. That means that he has control. He has all the attributes that put someone on the council. And so he should be able to resolve those emotions within 10 years, right? Well within 10 years. And he's not. There's also the attachment part where, if you know that it's crippling. And so he knows better with that as well. And then, so when I discuss that and use those points, and this is lore, this is established lore. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know Kenobi and you don't know the Force and blah, blah. I'm like, really? Okay, prove that I don't. Just don't accuse me. Prove that I'm wrong. But they can't. All right. So Ira says they have to make the guys all weak and the ladies can save them. That's what I'm noticing. There's like a little bit of that. I don't know if exactly it's too woke or woke. And sometimes I think that with these days and age, with all the stuff that's happened, that we automatically assume wokeness when it comes to certain things, and then so we just stay on that when not necessarily it may not be, but who knows. People who are watching, just please keep me updated on that. Stig says Bail contacted Kenobi through Kenobi's comlink, which has a range of 50 kilometers. Plot hole. Correct. And that's another one. Disney writers, incompetence breeds more incompetence. Right. And the writer didn't even know that Obi-Wan knew Anakin was Vader. Isn't that bullshit? That is so friggin' laughable. I'm like, oh my God. And I did discuss it on Twitter. I did make a video of it. And I think I was one of the first people that discussed it on Twitter because I noticed that. And I'm like, what the hell? This is stupid. And so I discussed it. And boy, did I get attacked for that too. But, it's expected now. It's expected. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. They come up with all these ridiculous excuses. And I'm like, seriously, he didn't know. That's why he had to talk to Pablo Hidalgo. I have proved Pablo Hidalgo wrong when he said that Star Wars, like, EU wasn't canon, and he used a source book from Heir to the Empire, which was published in 1993 or before then. And then so I went and said that was before they came out with saying that they're officially going to make the EU a part of the saga, basically canon or one continuity to the movies. And I shared the clip, or I shared the article from Insider 23 from 1994. And so he walked that back after that. So, they're not all knowing. It's like you have to get all your evidence, keep it in front of you, so you know what you're presenting. You present that case. You present a good case. Knowing the lore, doing research. Yeah, there's times I'm wrong. And then I go and study it. I'm like, okay, this is what I didn't get. Okay, then now I know more. But you have to be on top of your game with that. You truly, truly do. Let's see here. Stig says Bail could have warned Kenobi about Vader 10 years. That's another thing. Kenobi seemed like he knew about the Inquisitors. So why didn't he know about Vader? Because the Inquisitors were made after, after the Clone Wars ended, right? They were made to help hunt down Jedi. So if he knew about them, why in the hell didn't he know about Vader? And let's see, Oobly Jubilee means she's not wearing pants. Oh, I'm wearing pants. I just didn't feel like getting up. There you go. Did you look up the actress Natalia Dreyer yet, OG Star Wars? No, I have not. Thank you for reminding me. I'll check it out. Were you recommending her for Jaina? I forgot now, but I'll check it out. The fracture filter says, uh-oh, I see another book I'm going to need. Is it this one? This one's hard to find. So get on there and hopefully, and this has like the raised foil. I love it when you get like some of the more original ones and they have the raised foil title. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my God, you guys. It's like I could sit here and just browse through this and nerd out. Look at that. Look at all this art. Look at all the making of. Yeah. There you go. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, we'll get to the planets here pretty quick so that you guys can start voting and I'll get back to chat. So let's go ahead and take a look at the planets here. Let me go ahead. That's the wrong one. There we go. All right, so the planets I have for you guys to vote on is Mercury. One is Mercury, and I should have put the galactic map on here. I didn't. I did this and I went to bed. So and then I went to bed and woke up and I'm like, crap, I should have done that, but it's too late for that. So Mercury, the region it's in is the inner rim. And of course, it's in the Mercury system. So basically, this planet, you know, is named after the system, what have you. And Mercury was a forested world located fairly close to the galaxy's major population centers in the outskirts of the inner rim territories. It was close to borders with the expansion region and relatively near to planets of Wayland. It was believed to be the homeworld of the Neti species, although the Neti established a colony on the Reich sometime prior to 4000 BBY, apparently abandoned Mercury. So there you go. So there's Mercury right there. And I'll take a look about who voted on what. Let me go ahead and get this out right here. And let's go from here. And then so we have Balthawi. And Balthawi basically is, where is it located? I'm looking at, I didn't want to paste and make a huge thing because I was tired here. So it's basically a mountain and forested urban planet. And its population is 2.5 billion. Of course, the species are Bothans. And so you guys are quite familiar with the Bothans. They are first mentioned in OT. And their language there is Bothan and Basic. And yeah, so there you go. So the grid location is R14. So if you were to look at the map, you can find it there. And so there's that. And then Tanab. And so Tanab basically is a mission that is mentioned on in the OT. And then you could read about it in the EU as well. And it's fields, agriculture, waterways. I should have put Jabib on here because that's mentioned in Kenobi, but I didn't. And let's see here. It is the species are humans and other. So basically 89% is humans, other species. And notice they say species. Humans are species, alien species. So that's been my point since for a while with Disney and diversity and stuff. Humans, they really don't have a inner species racial system. It's just they're humans. Yeah. And so Tanab is another one there. And Toydaria. Basically, if you were to look at the galactic map, it's under R11 and it has swamps and lakes. And the species, basically Toydarians, huts, and others. So basically Toydarians are like 79%, huts are 18%, and others is 3%. The languages there is Toydarian, Huttese, and Basic, which basically is what you would expect. And I didn't really give what their gas giant is or how many gas giants they have, or stars basically and all that. But yeah, so there you go. And so go ahead and vote for what, and then, yeah, Toydaria is right there, sorry. And so go ahead and vote for which planet you favor the most. And I'm going to go ahead and check the votes right now. Let's see what you guys have here. Open up. There we go. So Tanab is 29. Oh, this is a close one. Very close one. Balthawi, 25. Mercury, 25. And Mercury we hear about first, I think. I should have looked that up. I could be wrong, but more than likely in the Thrawn trilogy. Mercury, and I already said that in Toydarian, or Daria, is 21. So Mercury and Balthawi are tied. and Toydaria is at 21%. So kind of a little challenging one here, but I like to do that. And I've been having fun with these polls just to help with, people learning more and expanding Star Wars, the vast universe, galaxy of Star Wars in front of you guys and keeping it in front of you guys. Fractured Filter says, I see another book. Oh, I already read that. See, this is what happens when I scroll around. Let's see. If Star Wars was a religion, 6 films and old EU true gospel, Disney trash, false prophets gospel, right? That's a good way to see that. You always have like, just choose where you want to be at. Like, seriously, I tell people, if you're going to watch Disney stuff, fine, enjoy yourself, have at it, enjoy yourself. I've always talked about like inconsistencies in George Lucas era of Star Wars. I always talked about them, whether I agree with them or I don't, or I see like, okay, well, they retcon that's fixed later in the novels or what have you. And so that's a great discussion to have. And so I'm very well aware that, yeah, the EU is not perfect, but it's well done. And even the movies, they're not perfect, but they're well done. So those who really like the Disney Star Wars and you fail to see the inconsistencies and fight against people saying, hey, it breaks lore and stuff, you're only there for the dangled keys. You are blind to what's really going on. Execute Order 66. Yeah. Let me see here. I need to put that in my brand here. I always forget that I have these little things here like this. Yeah, I always forget. And so I have those fun little clips there to share with you guys. And I always forget. So sorry about that. And let's see here. I'm not going to get into all this like religion stuff now. Most eventful coffee chat I've been in. I know, right? It's like my alarm goes off, everything happens at the same time. Just days happen like that. Okay. To be fair, every episode of Kenobi has at least 100 problems before you even get to the EU inaccuracies. That's the problem. That's the thing. It's like how small. And we're not here to specifically talk about all this. It's not, because we're going to get into an article here pretty soon. But as small as the universe is in Disney lore right now, because they're still pretty small. Like George Lucas era, there's like 200 and something books, but then that's not counting the comics, right? And that's not counting the games and stuff. So with their little bit of material they have a lot more inconsistencies than the entire Star Wars, under George Lucas. And so that's a feat. That's quite an accomplishment. And I say that and not in such, I'm not, this is not in all like congratulations. It's like, wow, really? You have one thing to do. You got rid of the EU so you could be more consistent and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, good job. All right. I watched Top Gun Maverick last night. It was excellent. Tom Cruise was a far, far better Luke Skywalker than Disney gave us. A fun comparison. Ubali says, please tell me you've at least watched Child Leia running away. Oh my god, that you can make parodies from that with just the bounty hunters chasing her. You can make parodies. You can make some fun jokes about that. I mean, seriously, if anything comes from that, it's all the memes parodies that you can make from that. And even with an article that I recently read, the article said, I don't know if it's Screen Rant or CBR or whatever, but they said that Obi-Wan is hallucinating when he's seen, Anakin in the desert, in his robe and stuff. And I've made a parody short about Obi-Wan with death sticks, right? And so now I got to add that to that, So they just already vilified my my parody about Obi-Wan, on drugs. Pablo Hidalgo is a dingleberry. That's true. And I didn't see Soul Assassin come through. I hope he's okay. He should hear by now. The EU was never officially canon. Then why did Disney and Kennedy Story Group need to officially decanon? Yeah, very true. I've got half a mind to play through Dark Forces, Jedi Knight series, and KOTOR 2. Oh, have fun. Batu, I skipped over you. Hello, what's up? Let's see here. Hello there. I see you are talking about anything but Star Wars. Yes. Hello. Hi, Alex. Yep, that's the one. Let's see here. We're going to get into that article here pretty quick. I took a screenshot from Wikipedia. It says Vader was a very visible symbol of the Empire from the get-go. If he was a symbol of the Empire, he was very well known. Bale would have seen him. Correct. And that's what people are saying. Well, it says in the comics, in the Vader comics, that he wasn't well known, and they only use that, but they don't go into the other stories and stuff like that and what's being said. But then they also don't account the timeline, the time frame it happened when that was first said, compared to like if that was said like right after Revenge of the Sith, yeah, he's not going to be well known, but after that he is basically the enforcer. um Darmat says, what happened to it? Well, I don't know what that was. Merker was my other choice. It's where our favorite couple met. Yeah, when they are when they have their long walks in the forest. Oh my God. So if you read Legacy of the Force, Sacrifice, and they're giving, and Sabatine's giving Mara Jade's eulogy, that is so emotional. Oh my God, it is. And she does say, she clearly, and I'm paraphrasing again, she's, it just took long walks in the forest for her to receive the light or something like that. Oh my God, that was so emotional. That was so emotional. Let's see here. Ubli definitely didn't think it was a planet. But Merker? Let's see here. About the Wii. Yeah. Let's see here. Many Bothans died to bring this information. Correct. I should do that. I should make a clip on that too. So when we start talking about stuff, then I can play that clip. Hello, Orange Hat. How are you doing? And then my announcement, another one, is that if you are a channel member and you attend the live streams, your name will be entered to win a copy of the Boba Fett painting I'm doing. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. And that ends on July 1st. I might have it extended a little bit longer just to keep this campaign a little longer. My all-time favorite planet, even Eva is Takodana. Oh my God, you did not have to go there. Oh my God. And Jakku, oh, you went there. Just kidding. All right, so, but in a really ineffective and inefficient way, in a fire pit on a desert floor, and Vader will be there. And I guess he was on the base when Obi-Wan went to save Leia and didn't film. Yeah, that was weird. Onderon was a cool plan. I almost used Onderon. I was almost used that. I was between Onderon and Taco. Oh damn it, you, Alex! I almost said Takodana. I almost between Toritaria and Onderon. Damn you! I think it's because the humans in Star Wars were so evolved to the point where they just didn't care about racism amongst themselves. That's a good point, and maybe so, rightfully so, because you don't have those issues at all, and they are basically whatever planet they are settled on or born on. That's who they were. So it was based upon their planet, like Amidala. She's she's Naboo. She's from Naboo, and so on and so forth. So so it was based upon the planet, not their race. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, let's see. I like Voss. I think their natives look cool, and the guest in the games was fun for Imperial agents. Let's see here. Say Takodana. Oh my God, dang you. And then Bothans, good spies, terrible politicians. Yes. Hey, Tuscan Bob, we were talking about you earlier, but given what was on camera, darkness would be preferable. Yeah. And let's see here. And I've seen the light, Scimitar. I saw the light. Okay, let me go ahead and bring this article up and we'll get into this here. Let me see here. So pulling up an article. Okay, let's see here. All right. So this is from Bespin Bulletin. Let me go ahead and make sure that you guys can see everything. I'm going to go ahead and share the whole screen, take myself out of it. All right. Okay, so this is Bespin Bulletin. This is a podcast type research, and everybody's been speculating on like what Acolyte's going to be, if they're going to bring any legacy characters in from the old Republic and stuff. And so this is what this is about. And I've tried to invite people who are really really huge old Republic fans, like from the games, the novels, because we have those people. We have a lot of fans that's where they began their Star Wars adventure, or that's what they prefer. And so I want to know what you guys feel about this. Like, if they bring these guys in, of course, we know if they bring them in, that's not going to be the character that they were established as in the original lore, right? But let me know how you feel about this. So this was done on June 8th and by Bespin Bulletin. So basically, there's no credited name source for it. Darth Revan, Bane, Nihilus, and Malak rumored to appear in Star Wars The Acolyte. And with Obi-Wan Kenobi airing weekly, Andor mere months away, and Ahsoka in production, rumblings on Leslie Headland's The Acolyte series has been quiet. However, new rumors suggest that some legends may be making an appearance of sorts in the upcoming stream series. Again, this is rumors, but I wouldn't put it past them. But we'll see. We'll see. According to the Diz Insider show, multiple fan favorites are set to appear in the upcoming Disney Plus series, The Acolyte. When discussing who they'd like to see play Qui-Gon Jinn, one of the hosts mentions Keanu Reeves, and followed up by saying that he'd rather see him play Darth Revan, a popular fan cast, before saying, I hear they're going to bring in a lot of these legends. Darth Bane, Darth Nihilus, Darth Malak, and our Darth Revan, well, you don't know, all in Star Wars Acolyte, so we will see. Though the host did not reveal in what way the Sith lords would appear, I suspect many fans will assume a physical appearance. Let me see. I suspect many fans will assume a physical appearance. Oh, okay, of the characters. That kind of confused me. Though it's possibly there's also chances that the appearance may just be flashbacks, messages on holocron, dark illusions as Bane appeared to Yoda in the Clone Wars, or perhaps even a statue like in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Oh boy. The Acolyte is set during the High Republic era and will focus on the emergence of the dark side of the Force. Details on the series are locked down, but let's see here. Amadal Stenberg is rumored to be the lead, with shooting set to begin in October at Pinewood Studios, London, and will film until May 2023. So there you go. There's that. There is that. And let me see what you guys have to say with that. What a damn joke. Yeah, you're right. Scimitar, they can't milk the OTPT characters much more, so they are going to milk the Old Republic era and turn it some abomination. The show will be worst Disney ever production. And there you have it, you guys. So they're resourcing. They're saying, okay, well, since the Rise of Palpatine shared these characters as statues, and then the Clone Wars shared Bane, that they're saying, okay, well, they're going to bring them in. But the problem is okay, so the High Republic's like 200 years before the Phantom Menace. These characters are thousands of years older than. They didn't have hyperspace established well back then at all. In fact, they are mapping out hyperspace in the Outer Rim territories in the High Republic era. So this makes no sense whatsoever with the characters. It's only going to be a shell of what we have seen them be in the lore, read or played them as, and so it's going to be only a name only. But the difference between us EU fans and George Lucas era fans is that We don't fall for dangling keys. We don't fall for these figures, these shiny figures that look like something we love, and then that's it, and fall for it, right? We basically look at it and say, you know what? These characters, you're just doing them in name only. You need to just basically create your own character. Can you be that creative? Can you be that creative to create your own character that is, interesting, that has depth and stuff? And I think they have proven they can't. They know how to destroy. They know how to dangle the keys. They know what the fans want in a sense of those key dangling member berries, but that's it. There's no story structure. And then they also insert like reality in where it doesn't make sense in Star Wars, because Star Wars isn't our reality. So the politics that they use, or the gender stuff that they use, doesn't really fit in there. And if it was used in the past, like, Mandalorian gay couple, it was done organically. It wasn't forced on there. And I think people don't understand the difference between doing something organically and it being forced and shoved in your face because of the political nature that's going on today. So that's my little rant. Let me see what you guys have to say. Hey, Gordon, how you doing? Amadal Stenberg, I guess. Let me see here. And the High Republic, where they were all high on spice. And that's the thing. People are making jokes about that even today. Gordon says they really want black girls like Star Wars to like Star Wars for some reason, consumer marketing. But the thing is, there are black girls who do love it. That was even before Disney took the reins, before they bought the IP. And I think for them, they cannot see straight. They want some kind of political edge, like creating, like Disney just created this like racist connotation. They set the stage up for because if you don't like Reva, you're racist. They set that stage even before the movie was out. And so if you critique her character, now you could be labeled as racist. So they're setting the stage. They can't just let the story be, let it organically, get critiqued. They want some kind of controversy behind it because they feel the controversy is going to give them more views and stuff, I guess. And maybe they're right. I don't know. Let's see here. Ubali says, oh, you guys are talking amongst each other. All right. Yeah. So there's that. And I haven't really followed much or updated on what was it? The Knights of the Old Republic remake that they're doing. I haven't, updated or researched that to see what's going on with that now. So if anybody in the chat knows, please let me know, like any updates with that and all that, because I did talk about that, because the big thing, the key word for the Knights of the Old Republic, I think it was 1 or 2 that they were remaking, is the keyword is remake. There's a difference between remaster and remake. Remake is basically you are remaking things where maybe you can insert another storyline in there and expand on it some more, which is a dangerous thing, because if that's the case, remake, then that means possibly there's going to be, other lore from possibly Disney that's going to be inserted into it, or stories are going to be changed and stuff. Remaster is just remastering the IP to make better quality and all of that, and fixing any errors in that. So let me know if any of you guys are following that production and what's going on. Like I said, I haven't looked into it in a while. Alex says, I'm not criticizing Rue because she doesn't exist to me. There you go. But see, you're seeing she doesn't exist, so you're racist. There you go. The fractured filter, Disney Star Wars seems good at outrage marketing, correct? And that's the word I was trying to find. It's like outrage marketing and stuff. They want that controversy. They said, no, like any type of news is good news. It's news for them, or for any kind of IP. And there are about 17 of you guys. I had like 25 and I dropped down after I started talking shit about Disney Star Wars. But yeah. And go ahead and hit the like button. Share this out. Let people know we're live. The Gordon says it's Disney's they are merchandisers, no longer storytellers. Um, maybe, I mean, they're more or less a corporation, because even George, he was into merch too, but the difference is his stuff sold. Even for the PT, his stuff sold. Um, and so that's the story on that. Basically, his stuff sold compared to what's going on now. But anything that Disney brings out now that is OT, PT, and storylines that people like, it'll still sell. So it just shows where the interest is, and so they'll pull those cards. They'll give you guys. I'm not going to buy anything of theirs, so I don't know why I say us. So they'll give the fans, their fans, better choice of words, what they want. So if the fans are like, oh, we want more Luke Skywalker, of course they're going to give you the Luke that was in the hall scene, right, as merch and stuff. So they know how to play that game. They're not stupid. They're not a monopoly corporation for nothing. And if you take a look at the list of all they own in media, it's like, if you're going to boycott them, stop giving your money, stop using their services, it's a hell of a lot of things that you have to give up. Truly, you have to give up. Might as well start collecting your books. Might as well start collecting your movies, making your library, and disconnecting a lot of like your basic cable. I haven't used that word and term in a long time. Your cable, your and but that's the thing. They own a lot of stuff. They are a monopoly. And that should be the warning sign for us in the United States. There were monopoly companies before, like the railroad, that had to be basically deconstructed, I guess you could say. I'm saying in probably not in proper terms or what have you. And that's a bad thing. It is a bad thing, because there's a lot of influence and stuff in that. It's so, go take a look at the list. You could find it. I'll share it on Twitter. But there's a whole list of what they own and stuff. So just to be aware of what you're supporting and stuff. It's always good to be educated on that and make your decision on what you want to do for yourself. I say start collecting all the classical movies and books and stuff like that and creating your own library. Obali says, I can't wait for Candaris Ord to be trans. Oh, please, no. Please, no. And then liking Star Wars doesn't make one a regular consumer. Nope. It's just, you just wait for the next show to come on, and that's all. That's all. That is all. Let's see here. Orange Hat says, OG, my thoughts on Acolyte. It's been done. It is being done by Leslie. The Chin Headland tells you all you need to know about the project. She knows nothing about Star Wars. Well, neither did the writer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. He even admitted it, that he had to ask because he didn't know that Obi-Wan knew Anakin was Vader. Isn't that crazy? Well, it's not crazy anymore. It's like anything that you hear now, it's like it's possible now for Disney Star Wars. It's like you don't have to have certain knowledge of the lore, or you don't have to do research of the lore to write about it, or produce about it and stuff like that. When you look back, like I'm going to use Timothy Zahn, for example. I usually try not to use him as an example, but I'm going to use him. So when he was sat down to write for the trilogy, or basically the first book, Heir to the Empire, he was given Weston Games. And there's other authors too that were given Weston Games as resources to keep continuity. And then a lot of them were given rules on what's to be expected and not expected, where they can write and how far they can expand in the lore, the history of the lore, and all of that. So there was a lot of friggin' structure going on. Now these writers are just like, write what you want. And this I'm probably being hyperbolic here, but write what you want, go for it. And so then you see a lot of contradictions because they're not researching the material that they're going to probably expand into or show the history in that era. And so you create these continuity errors. There's no rules. There's like, okay, we're developing Acolytes, or we're developing this era. So these writers and that Don't mention any history pertaining to that era because we don't want any contradictions. There's none of that guidance like how George did for his company. None of that guidance whatsoever. You can even tell by looking at the property, seeing the movies. They don't even consider the original movies. When you watch Kenobi, you know that it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It's basically a retcon of the movies. Brace yourself, you guys. They're gonna probably redo the OT. Might not be our lifestyle, or our lifestyle, geez, our lifetime, but they're gonna redo it. They're gonna redo it, and yeah, kind of hurts my heart a little bit, But hey, they do have the rights, and that's another thing. They do have the rights. I don't know what's in the contract that George set, but I hope and pray that they can't touch it and redo it, retcon it. I hope and pray that that's a stipulation in there that they have to leave the integral structure of the OT and the PT alone, like not redoing them. But again, if they can, they will. You can make something commercial. Excuse me. Damn it. I'm going to choke on my coffee now. You guys, this is quite an eventful coffee chat with all kinds of crazy shit. Excuse me. You can make something commercial and still tell a good or even great story. Right, you can. I agree on that. I agree. All right. And Soul Assassin, you are missed. So hopefully you're doing well. The Sentinel, notice how every single Disney Plus show they've released destroys continuity. There isn't one single Disney Star Wars has done that maintains any respect for Lucas and his lore. That's exactly it. And, we could say that till we're blue in the face, but that's apparent. Ubli says, deconstruct and tear down fan fave characters, inspire outrage amongst the diehards, blame and ridicule diehards for getting justifiably upset. That's the thing. That's the thing. And that's sad about that. And before I used to say, I hope they don't retcon, or I hope they don't trash their DT, their Disney trilogy, because I know how it feels when having my favorite stuff casted aside and quote unquote decanonized. But now it's like, I don't give a shit anymore. Do it. And Soul Assassin is here now. Hey, what's up? Hit the like button and share the stream out. Yes, you were missed. Let's see here. And Terminus says, really so sad that Lucas left no legitimate heir to take his IP. He did, but it was a wrong choice. Will be lurking. Got other things I gotta do. All right, so we're gonna get into, so this right here, so there's rumors and speculations about those characters being used, will be used, are mentioned, are shared, or what have you. Darth Revan, Nihilus, Malak, Bane, may be used, and but we'll see if that really happens. We'll see if that fruitions, but just keep an eye out on there. Know that there's not going to be no honoring of the characters because they can't be the characters that they're supposed to be, because they're only be basically shells of the character, and that's it. Let's see here. So what do you guys know about the Jensaari? They have been mentioned in some stories in the EU, and I think it's very fast. These guys are very, very fascinating here. So we are switching gears, but I'm going to go ahead and just look at your chats one more time before we move on, because that's such a wonderful topic to discuss, is like the the using of these legacy characters, and how we disagree with it, and then these other fans really just tear into us like it's like and they use it as a weapon, basically. Well, oh, you're just crybabies, you just got to get over it, kind of thing. So that's a great thing to discuss amongst ourselves and stuff. Sometimes sharing this on a live stream too is a bit of education as well, and I think it's a valid discussion. I really do. Let's see here. I didn't read that one, sorry. He probably thought Kennedy was appropriate. Yeah, that's what I think too. But she also, and I'm not sticking up for her whatsoever, but her overlords, basically, Sounds funny, but her higher ups above her have say. So I'm not saying that some of the stuff she didn't want to happen and it wasn't her idea, because it's all speculation on what degree does she what degree of say she has in certain arcs of the story, like Luke Skywalker and stuff, because she also has to adhere and listen to her bosses and what they want and stuff. Because Disney has the overall rights of saying, no, we don't want this movie. Yes, we want this movie. We want this redone and stuff. And herself, she does have a lot of say, though. We know that. But like, how much does she have say? That's the question. And so it's one of those, like, I want to say slippery slope, but we just don't know. But she is still there. That's one thing we know. And she's still calling the shots. That's something we know. So Kurtzman was given an interview on Star Wars Universe, same game. They write what they want lore doesn't matter. And they make excuses and people laud them as authority. Let's see here. And then I stand with Ukraine. Hello. Let's see here. Or another 10 years. Let's see here. Whichever comes first. Yes, and pick up some merch, you guys. I have some wonderful art that I have on for merch. You guys need to pick that up. Get a coffee mug. I would love to know and see pictures of you guys on Twitter. And if you're not on my Twitter, YouTube community, get with it. What are you guys waiting for? Seriously, I'm joking, but still, get your butts in there. And I would love to see pictures of you wearing my merch or having a mug of, one of my merch products, my art products on there. And that would be amazing. Yeah, I know you were kidding. Okay, Skirmitar says they don't need to redo the OT if they are retconning everything in Disney Plus shows. Yeah. Let's see here. I'll cry manly tears on that day. Lucas has 3 children. Oh yeah, I know that. But see, it might be because that maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they didn't want to take, on that responsibility. You would think. Jackson says Grogu in Book of Boba Fett. You give me an interesting choice, but it's become obvious that you are Jake, not Luke. So get me out of here before I have. No, don't even give Grogu that either. He is just a wannabe Yoda character. He's just a wannabe Yoda character. That's all. Don't know. Christopher was planet prior to TCW. Let's see here. Let me look at let's see. It is 9:54, so we're still on schedule with this. If you are coming in, please vote your favorite planet here. So we have Timnab, we have Bathui, we have Merkur, and we have Tordaria. So Timnab is at 28 percent votes. And Bathui and Merkur are tied. Actually, there's a 3-way tie. See, I need my glasses on. So Timnab, Bathui, Merkur are all at 28%. So there's a 3-way tie. And Toydaria is at 17%. So get in there and vote. Vote. Let's see here. Make your vote count, you guys. All right. The ace says, I thought Paramount was owned by Viacom CBS. Yeah, CBS. Let's see here. I wish I had the list in front of me of like what Disney owns, but I don't. I'd say Disney has more power than Paramount had to merge with Disney to keep make Popeye and Disney. There might be. I'll look into that. There might be some kind of MOU or MOA. Soul Assassin Bathui, the Bothan 2 planet that never been taken over. Yeah. But man, those Bothans, I swear to God, those Bothans. It was like Thalia, we need to talk about like shady characters in Star Wars. Like Thalia was pretty shady. And he went out with a bang. So I give him that. I give him that respect. But man, he was shady. He was quite an interesting character. They're conniving. And their culture, if you get into their culture and stuff, oh my God, they're ruthless when it comes to politics. And that's basically, it's their politics. They basically say whatever they can do for themselves to make themselves look good. That's in short. And so check, so that's an interesting one right there. There's so many ideas to use and share for coffee chat with you guys. Let me see here. What moves were used in the Battle of Tanab? All right, anybody in the chat want to answer that? I'm going to go ahead and start talking about this, and we'll have that discussion here, and as well as going over the Jensaari. So, like I began the show, talking about how people are misunderstanding the Force, and I think even the creators for Kenobi are misunderstanding the Force when it comes to like controlling the mind, not falling to attachment, all that, and how Obi-Wan's character, he's the Jedi of the Jedi, basically. And so we talked about that. So we're going into Force societies, and that's what I'm leading up to. It's going into Force societies, and we did the followers of Palawa last week, and we are now going to go into Jensaari here. And so here's the map. The Jensaari were an order of Force users from the Surabi, and I guess that's how you say it, system. So I had what's crazy is I do these PowerPoint presentation setups for you guys, and so any little other characters I put in here, they disappear once it's uploaded. I don't know if it's like, like between the systems and like, I don't know, but I had Surabi, circled in red for you guys, and then arrow pointing down at it. But here's Surabi, and it didn't show up once I uploaded it here. So here's, and then when I use the Arabic text, it goes back to English on the system here on StreamYards. So that's weird. So Surabi, it almost sounds like an Asian dip or something like that, like wasabi. But so that's right here. You could see the trait, you could see the hyperspace lanes, and that's what basically these are. And that exists in Star Wars. Disney Star Wars doesn't really know how to use this in the concept, obviously. So basically, it's by Savigny and Vohai, and then Shada is over here. So you could see what's close to it and all. And this is basically it's right here in the outskirts of wild space, basically. And you have the outer rim. You could see Tatooine over here, Geonosis, all of that, Ryloth, all of that. That's basically borders to the outer or to the wild space. So there you have. So you have an idea. Yeah. So there you go. So let's go ahead and move on here. So how many of you guys know about the Jensaari? I would like to know. So before I move on, I would like to know, excuse me, what you guys know, and share that too as well in the chat, and we'll make a conversation out of this. And so the Jensaari, their name was Sith for followers of the hidden truth. Their philosophy and methodology, geez, tongue twister right there for me, was a blend of Sith and Jedi teachings. Their hierarchy loosely resembled that of the Jedi Order. So we'll get into more of this here pretty quick here. And there's a reason why I have these two figures here, because Exar Kun did have a little bit of influence on that. And we'll get into more of that. And then their hierarchy loosely resembled that of the Jedi Order. During its creation and early years, the Jensaari were opposed to the Jedi due to ignorance and the loss of their founder. After the fall of the Galactic Empire, the Jensaari made peace with the Jedi and even sent students to learn at Luke Skywalker's Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4. So there you go. Weren't they on Yavin 4? Not necessarily. They probably had followers from there, like the Masasi. The Masasi, we know that was a sub group of the Sith. So they were basically, I just now presented it here. They were basically from the moon, Sarabi, Sarabi or Sarabi. Yeah. And excuse me. Yeah. So let's get into this a little bit more. And then Soul Assassin says, y'all know the alphabet cereal. What if they made a Arabic cereal? Would y'all share a bowl? Laugh out loud. Wow. Where did you that like came out of left field right there. That's funny. But seriously, would you guys? Okay. So, but yeah, the Jensaari, the Masasi are from there, from Yavin 4, the Jensaari. And we're going to get into this right now. So I am getting into this beautiful Jedi vs. Sith book. This is an amazing book. So if you don't have it, it's great for your collection. You will have a lot of information about the Force and Force societies and even history that developed along the line of the Star Wars, galaxy and stuff like that. And it's a very, very wonderful resource. So, excuse me, I'm getting all congested right here. I don't know why. But, so let's go on here. Let's go on here. Let's see here. The Jensaari in 11. And so I'm going to give you accounts here that was gathered by Tyone Salazar. So she's like basically kind of the author of this book here. It's very interesting, all the stuff she's found and recorded and stuff over her years of research and everything. So again, this book is wonderful even to pick it up and read. However, mine is falling apart. The binding in mine is really bad, so it's falling apart. Yeah, but I still recommend it. Try to find it without the Legends label though. I couldn't find it without. Let's see here. Jedi versus Sith book, Jedi versus Sith, the essential guide, the Force. Yes, so there you go. Thank you, Soul Assassin, for sharing that as well. It is a great companion to have. So let's get into this. So again, you guys can share what you know about the Jensaari, and then I'll go, you can, read more about it in certain books and stuff like that. It's very interesting. In 11 ABY, so after Battle of Yavin, Corran Horn and Luke Skywalker discovered the existence of the Jensaari, Force users who trained much as the Jedi did, even to the point of constructing and using lightsabers. Although the two Jedi perceived the Jensaari were not evil, they were astonished to learn that the Jensaari had a strangely twisted view of history. For example, they equated Obi-Wan Kenobi with Darth Vader in terms of being a Jedi exterminator. Isn't that interesting? So they seen Obi-Wan just the same as Vader as being an exterminator. And we'll get into more of the history here as we go along. And it was eventually determined that the Jensaari order was founded on various misconceptions and erroneous beliefs about the Jedi and Sith. Subsequently, research has revealed the following details about origins and evolution. So again, this is Tyone Salazar of the origins and evolution of the Jensaari. During Exar Kun's reign as a Sith Lord more than 4,000 years ago, Kun corrupted the Jedi Lard Noon to join the Brotherhood of the Sith. After Kun was defeated, Noon, apparently scared by the Sith ideology and the countless deaths he had caused, fled to the moon Susifi. I can't that word. Susifi, where he that was so horrible, you guys. I hope you guys are not laughing at me, but if you are, they laugh. I guess it's fun. Where he discovered a peculiar ore called cortosis. So how many of you guys know about cortosis? Cortosis, we're going to get into that right now, but cortosis is an amazing thing. I wouldn't say it's comparable to Beskar because it's not as durable, but it does make lightsabers weak, and so I'll tell you guys more about it right now. Cortosis was capable of rendering lightsabers inoperative. And when you read Hand of Thrawn duology, that they go more into that because they're trying to get into Thrawn's fortress, I guess you can say, and they come upon a cortosis wall, and they can't, and it disables their lightsaber and all this other stuff. So it's pretty cool to read about that. Like you actually read and see it in your mind's eye and everything. Let's see here what Jackson says. Star Wars chem and engineering is my jam. Awesome. And so basically it makes it basically turns it like shorts out the lightsaber on contact. And Noon fashioned a suit of armor for himself, hoping it might protect him against any Jedi who might trick him or track him down. Despite this precaution, Noon was never found by the Jedi and died alone. That's so sad. Died alone. I was going through this and I'm like, that is so sad when you're dying alone and you're prepared to not be taken down by Jedi, and none of that fruitions. But I guess that's better. I don't know. So he died alone on the moon. Susifi survived only by his journal, which went unread for thousands of years. So there's like an early history on that. So we're gonna go, and everything I'm sharing with you is right here on this. And again, I recommend this companion. Wonderful resource, wonderful way to get deeper into the Force and understand exactly the Force and how other societies or beings or species understand the Force compared to the Jedi and the Sith. Very, very wonderful. Okay, let's see here. Soul Assassin says Cortorsis shortens out lightsabers. Yeah, for a few minutes, some Jedi tried using a Cortorsis blade on Vader and lost. Yeah. I remember Cortosis battle droids being built in the Star Wars A New Army GBA game. Isn't it interesting how they link all of that? So now we're going to get into the Clone Wars here. Let me go ahead and grab some water and clear my throat. I still have coffee. So if you guys are joining, please hit the like button. Get us up in the likes. Share. Let everybody know. I haven't been sharing my information on Facebook like I used to. So every share helps. Every share and like helps get the channel out there as well. Okay. So I'm still enjoying my coffee, but water is always good as well. So now we're going to get into the Clone Wars part of this. And during the Clone Wars, Anzati, and I thought about using that as a species to vote on. Anzati Jedi named Nikos Tyrus left the Jedi Order allegedly after studying a Sith holocron he may have obtained from Count Dooku. And here we go, Dooku or Doku. So which one is right, you guys? I know we debated that last time. Eventually, it was from this holocron that Tyrus falsely learned that the Jedi had stolen their discipline from the Sith and had perverted Sith teachings to prevent Force users from following the true ways of the Force. Tyrus claimed that he found the Sari, which translates from Sith as a true way, and he attracted other Jedi as his followers. Tyrus's pupils became known as the Jensaari. So there we go. So that's what I shared with you earlier. Or the hidden followers of the truth. And they were united by their belief that the Jedi were evil. So there you go. Let me see what you guys have to say here. Let me see. Okay, I reshared that one. Cortosis was basically advanced energy of disbursement properties. It can absorb blaster bolts and interfere with saber magnetic field, triggering an emergency shutoff. Correct. It's amazing. I love looking into all of this and how they broke it down in the lore. It's so freaking amazing, you guys. It is. There's one thing we don't look into, like the different metals and stuff. We know Beskar Gam, right? We know Beskar. That's the Mandalorian armor. Transparent steel and all that other stuff, and all the type of metals and what you can make and do with them and stuff. But we never really sit down and talk about it. And as fans together, and this is what this channel is about, and really share, and get in depth with even the smallest little thing. And I think it's wonderful, being able to share the Jensaari, lore with you guys, and then also talk about like something like Cortorsis and what it can be used for, and what it can do versus what it can't do. Because Cortorsis, if you find the ore, it's very fragile. You could break off in your foot. You have to basically, you know, smith it basically and form it to be a little bit stronger. So, unlike Beskar Gam, where it's a thick iron type metal. So it's very interesting, very, very interesting. Um, Back online from driving. Well, you drive safe. I know how it is. Sometimes I listen into live streams while I'm driving and traveling or what have you. Let's see here. Thank you, Soul Assassin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So let's get back into this. I'm going to take another sip of coffee. Cheers to you guys for being here. And again, if you are a channel member, membership is always open and it helps out immensely. Even super chats help out. I don't really stress it here much, but every little bit helps. I need to get like a new backdrop so I can have a green screen behind me. I need to get a better mic system and a better setup, and every little bit helps with that. The support you send in helps accomplish so that we have better streaming capabilities, better sound capabilities, all of that. Even buying merch, because I do get a percentage off from my merch when I use like Redbubble and stuff. When I use my own website for my paintings, I benefit other than just shipping. And so if you buy a painting from me, then I get all proceeds other than shipping, and which is included. So yeah, so go ahead and, if you can, support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. And I do have ways of giving back. Not too long ago, and I sent out the stickers a little bit later than I needed, but I did have a live stream, and at the end of that live stream, I did a special drawing for everybody who was there at the time. You didn't have to be a channel member. So I do stuff like that for subscribers. So if you can't afford to be a member right now, that's cool. I will have these once in a while, special live stream for those who show up. I will have a special giveaway. That's just a way of giving back, because you guys contributed so much and got me this far with the channel. And if you're a channel member, then I also have special things for you guys as well. And I need to plan. So channel members, listen up. I need to plan, and I want to do a channel member only live stream. I would like to know the topic you guys want to talk about, parts of the lore, what have you. You can even ask me questions and stuff, like, interview your hostess with the mostest, right? So those are little things I'm coming up with, but let's get back into the lore here. Let's see here. Darth Bane, before becoming a Sith Lord, used to mine for cortosis, correct? I believe Plagueis killed his master in a cortosis mine. I think he did. I have to go back, and it's been a while since I read Darth Plagueis. So let's go ahead and go on. In 19 BBY, so that's Battle Before Yavin, Cornhorn's grandfather, Corellian Jedi Neja Halcyon, found Tyrus and his pupils on Susifi. Halcyon's duel with Tyrus left both men dead, and most of Tyrus's pupils were slain by the other Jedi. The few surviving Janissaries whose incomplete training had left them ignorant of many facts but relatively uncorrupted, escaped and began searching for Sith texts that might help them defeat their evil adversaries, basically the Jedi. It was Tyrus's primary apprentice who discovered Larad Noon's journal on Susifi. Noon's journal describes, my cat's tapping me on my arm here. Noon's journal described his theory on Jayasjin, a Sith word that translates as integrating the shadow. Jeez, can't leave me alone. Which was an amalgamation of Noon's Jedi learning with his Sith experience. Some scholars have since suggested that Noon may have developed his theory to keep himself from going insane with guilt and to justify the atrocities he committed during the Sith War. So that's very interesting. That goes back to Kenobi in a sense. He used techniques to help him from going insane, for help him to not go crazy for what he did. We know the Jedi, they practice with meditations so that they can help control their emotions. We also know, if you read the EU, we also know that that they can clear their minds from the emotions to stay, basically even headed, even emotion or whatever. That's even known. So seeing that 10 years after Kenobi that he couldn't do that, I call bullshit. I call that they don't know the lore. And then also succumbing to attachment, that's another thing I call bullshit on. I really, really do. So we'll go on with this. Let me see where I left off at. From Noon's journal to create a new Force tradition, a unique blend of Sith and Jedi teachings shortly. So basically, he used that to create a new Force tradition. Shortly after Luke's first encounter with the Jensaari, the Jedi arrived at the following conclusion. So basically, here we go. And again, this is very interesting. This book here basically is like Tio and Salazar's all research and stuff like that. And this goes all the way. It like breaks down Force techniques, holocron history, all of that. It's amazing. It goes back into history, like even way back into the early years of the Sith and Jedi, all of that. It's amazing. All right. The Jensaari. So this is what she has. This is what's been said. Let me see here. So this is the conclusion here. The Jensaari were being taught the Jedi way by people who had accepted Sith thoughts and philosophies. That's very interesting. But they themselves are not sufficiently developed to be initiated into them. So basically, they weren't corrupted to the dark side, even though they were practicing these some Sith philosophy, I guess you could say, which I find interesting. And no, it doesn't make them gray. Doesn't make them great. And I see we have someone in the chat here. Hello, David. How are you doing? He says, good afternoon, morning, and evening, folks. You as well. My stupid cat is like all over. I haven't fed her yet. So she's torturing me right now. Their masters had not yet found the hooks by which they could be open to the dark side. And then after the deaths of their masters, they continued learning, but did so with the orientation of protecting themselves from the Jedi. They dedicated themselves to defense, choosing to the correct path for the wrong reasons. And then so it goes on. After realizing that Luke Skywalker and his allies were not their enemies, Tyrus, former primary apprentice, the Sarari Kar, or keeper of the truth, and the Jensaari made peace with the Jedi. The Jensaari continue to exist as a small but separate organization and have long enjoyed a student exchange program with the Jedi Academy. So there you go. So that's a brief history of the Jensaari. You can get into the lore and stuff by reading through the books and everything. Very fascinating as well. So you have the separates. This is like, if you go into the history of like the Sith and the Jedi, you do have split factions that occurred, between them and stuff like that. And this is one of them. And over time, they fell far from, the Sith path, I guess you can say. Even though they kept some philosophies and stuff, they didn't embody them into the dark side themselves. And realizing that they were only using training for defense like Jedi do, and then meeting Luke Skywalker and after the fall of the Empire really changed the course for them. So it's very, very interesting. So let me know what you thought about or what you think about the Jensaari. Let me pull up some books here that you can read that has them in there. Let me see here. I should have had the list. I just realized that next time I will have the list of the books as well. I'm learning too with this here. I mean, I'm just putting a little extra in here for you guys by doing these presentation wise like I'm doing here. So yeah, it does take time. I do spend like a couple hours before I go to bed prepping for the coffee chat when I do this. So so some of the books and our appearances that they are in the books called Lone Wolf Tales of Obi-Wan and Luke. I, Jedi was another one. That's their first appearance, is I, Jedi. And see, I usually have that ready for you guys. So I didn't have that ready. I just was like, oh, wow, we're just going to talk about this. So I, Jedi is their first appearance. Visions of the Future. They were mentioned. Visions of the Future, unabridged audiobook, of course. The New Jedi Order, Edge of Victory to Rebirth. So that they're in that. The New Jedi Order, Unifying Force mentioned only. Darkness, the Joiner, Legacy of the Force, Tempest, Fate of the Jedi, Abyss, and Fate of the Jedi, and the audiobook for that. So those are the books that they were either mentioned or are in. And you could even find them in Star Wars Role Playing Games Core Rule Book, Star Wars Role Playing Game Revised Core Book. So there's, you can find them in all of that. Jedi versus Sith Essential, of course, that's where we talked about, I got my information. Force Unleashed Campaign Guide, Jedi Academy Training Manual. So there's many little resources there that you can find and learn more about them. And those role-playing game resource books, they are like a treasure trove of information there. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the poll and close it now. So we do have a winner, and it's Merker at 31%. Tanab and Bothawee are tied at 25%. And Toydaria basically only bumped a couple of points, and they're at 19%. So thank you guys so much for voting for that. Let's see here. Interesting group. Yes, it is. And says, well, actually, OG, it means that they were gray Jedi. Oh my God, you did not go there. Oh my God, don't give me that. They're not even Jedi. They're not even Sith. They're just Force users. Yay, Luke and Mara start point wins. Yeah, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you said that. Yeah, so let's see here. My cat needs to just slow her roll down. She's like pissing me off over here. This has been quite an eventful day. It has. Let me see here. You guys have any more questions regarding the Jensaari? Let me know. And that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to keep it 2 topics and simple. Sometimes we can be stuck on a certain topic for a whole hour and 15. So those of you guys who are here about the Revan, about the Acolyte rumor, if you have anything else you want to say, or if you want to share something about Obi-Wan Kenobi that you notice and you want to compare and contrast, I am up for that. I'm up for comparing and contrasting between the real Obi-Wan and the one that is being shown on Disney Plus. So let me know. Let me know what you guys like. If you have any questions as well, this is what this is about. This coffee chat is about me corresponding with my chat and us discussing and nerding out on Star Wars. Yeah. So let me know. Let me know. All right. So let's see here. Let me take this off the screen here. Hello. So my cat is got the curtain pushed out. She's laying inside the curtain like a little hammock. Yeah. So she's being quite a character today. Let's see here. David says, already had 2 cups of coffee today, still tired from long flight back to Florida yesterday. Oh wow. Yeah, you have jet lag going on, huh? I hope Florida was good to you down there. I have 2 sisters down there. Bato says, catching Obi-Wan when I get out of here, so we'll see what they've done next. Yeah, enjoy. Yeah, let's see here. Anything else, you guys? I don't have, like I said, I just wanted to just chat those 2 things with you guys today. Out of my volunteer gig. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Soul Assassin says, I don't think that Revan rumor will happen. Probably not. I think it's just to stir up fan emotion, but I wanted to share because you never know. With Star Wars, you never know. I didn't know that Obi-Wan was going to hallucinate, and I don't know, I can't even talk today. But I didn't know that he was going to hallucinate. Usually it's called force visions, right? Force visions, not hallucination. So, but they said that he was hallucinating and seeing Anakin in his Jedi robes out in the middle of nowhere in the desert. There you go. So then that kind of confirms my my Obi-Wan Death Sticks parody. I'm going to bring that up. Let's go ahead and have a laugh. And I'm going to add on to that. So I'm going to try to edit it to where it still stays a short, and but something we can laugh at. Let's see here. My channel and videos. All right, so we're going to share that. Let me go ahead and scroll down to it. Ha ha ha. This is going to be fun. This is where the fun begins. Let's see here. Pause there. Let me go ahead and bring the screen up. I'm going to go ahead and remove some stuff. There we go. Yeah. Let's see here. Share screen. Sometimes it takes a while, maybe because I have so many windows up, that it takes a while for something to be shown. There we go. So this is my parody I made right here, because of someone doing a picture with Obi-Wan with red eyes, like he's been crying and all this other stuff. And I don't know. Let me see here. Can I rewind this?
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks. Eventually. You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks. Eventually.
Oh, see? Okay. So you can't make this shit up. They really, like, it felt like they really basically got into my parody or something like that. Yeah, I was muted. I forgot. Sometimes I have to mute because it echoes. Yeah, so it's like you just can't make this crap up. You can't. It's like they've set themselves up according to my parody that I did. And oh my god, it's just crazy. It's you just can't. You can't be surprised with them anymore on anything. You just got to laugh at the crap. You just got to laugh at it and just make fun of it. Hey, Buzzy Jones, I'm just not buying that this aligns with OT or even Disney canon, or that this feels like genuine Star Wars. It's not genuine Star Wars. Let me see here. And then when did he have red eyes in Kenobi? Someone made that like he was crying because he was in so much pain. And then so I made the Dustic parody. Now I got to add to it. I do. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and close here with that. So anyone who came in that's a channel member, your name is going to be entered to win for a possible to win a copy of my Boba Fett painting. I haven't started yet. I'm bad, but once I get started. But basically, it's going to be this with Slave One in the background. So this is just a concept sketch that I did with Copic markers and ink and stuff like that. So there you go. Just getting ideas with colors, color schemes and stuff like that. And the background will probably be like that Bespin pink and orange sky. Maybe. I don't know yet. So let's see here. What are you guys saying here? Whoops, it really moved weird on me. Let's see here. That's it. So yeah. So those who are a channel member, if you become a member now and then attend the next few live streams before July 1st, and if I extend it, I'm thinking about that, then you still have a chance. It just, it only takes one entry to win. I guess. But yeah, so thank you guys again for tuning in. Next week, we'll go more into the Force Societies here. Again, this is the book, I know, but this is the thing I recommend. See, look, it's falling apart on me though, because I use it so much. But look at this right here. Look at this. I almost want to take it out. I want to buy a new one, so I almost want to take it out and frame some of these. But look at that. Everybody's favorite Sith couple. Yep. So again, this is basically Tion Salazar, her research, all of that. Very amazing stuff here. It goes into telekinesis, effect, mind tricks and Jedi mind tricks, telepathy, sense powers. It talks about the new Jedi Order, And then like Luke's duel with Lumaya, their final duel. It has a bit about Mara Jade's funeral here. So if you ever see these images of her here, that's where this comes from. So yeah, that was another heartache here for fans. Yeah, so I recommend this highly to add to your collection here. It has the Battle of Rusan, Darth Ruin, the Second Sith War, the Sith War. It has all of it. Like, it has the history. It's like the Great Hyperspace War, the 100-Year Darkness. So yes, it has all of that. History of holocrons, like I said earlier. I highly recommend this, as well as I wish this was more updated with more, because they don't have Merker in here and stuff, but I wish this was fully updated, or there's an updated version. I think there isn't. I have to take a look. But this is a wonderful resource book as well. Oh my gosh, OG, rip that book apart. Moment of silence. It's falling apart on its own because I freaking use it all the time when I'm doing research and stuff. Like, even with Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming out, I'm like opening this up and looking and researching Jedi history and training and stuff. And yeah, it's I forgot the style of binding it is, but it has the thread binding in it, so it's pulling out of the rib of it. The rib, I guess you could say, the binding. Soul Assassins, everybody likes the sticker. Yeah, get the sticker. Yeah, so I recommend those highly, you guys, as well. And thank you guys again for joining in. We'll have more topics. I might have 3 this time. I always like to stay within 2 hours, so we went an hour and a half, which is cool. I need to feed myself as well. I need to feed my cats. This little one right here, see this? She's laying in here. I don't know if you can, yeah, she's laying in here because the sun is shining through right here. So she's made herself comfortable. She's keeping herself close to me because I haven't fed her. So she figures if she sees me, she'll feed me. And I got up, got ready, and I forgot to feed him beforehand. So bad mama. I'm a bad kitty mama. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm too late. I'm so sorry, Mr. Dystopian. I know. Yeah, kind of a short one today, but that's okay. So stay tuned. Watch the replay. It's fun. We had some fun conversations in here discussing Acolyte and possible rumors of bringing in some beloved Old Republic Sith, and then the Jensaari. Yeah, so check it out. And a little bit about Kenobi. Some bullshit on Twitter. But that's, the normal stuff. The normal stuff. So thank you guys again, and I shall talk to you guys later.
I have fought the worst of all wars and witnessed the redemption of evil. I have seen balance restored to the Force. But order can turn to chaos, as it did when I was born. Now, with my loved ones and my loyal allies, I face a new challenge unlike any before. And I'm not sure at this time we can win.
Star Wars Vector Prime by R.A. Salvatore, the first novel of the new Jedi Order.
Another happy landing.